Hi, I'm Julie Plec, and I am sitting here with one of my favorite showrunners, Caroline Dries. Hi.
Hi. I'm so glad I get to talk to you.
Welcome to the Austin TV Festival on the Couch. I'm excited to talk to you because I got the pleasure of working with you for 7 years. And so you, before me, had worked for a couple showrunners, and now you are a creator and a showrunner on your own. And I was curious, how would you describe yourself as a showrunner?
I am the control freak monster. Like, I need to control every detail from like a frame and editing to, the minutia of a VFX shot. We're like designing a bad guy's mask. I like have to say like just a tiny bit more like feathered bandage there. Like it's to that point, but then it's also bigger stuff like making sure that we're just not slapping a band-aid on a story. So completely throwing out an idea, starting from scratch, and just kind of knowing that I am not necessarily going to have my ideas translate to everybody. Nobody's in my head. So I just take it upon myself to do a lot of it myself. And I'm less of a delegator in that way.
So how are you then alive, by the way?
Well, so I'm also I will say, I sound like a monster in that regard. I am one of those showrunners who I'm like, look, it's 6:30, time to go, which I know you probably hate, but I'm like 6:30, bye. I'll still sometimes stay later, but for my survival, at least in my like marriage and my family life, it's very important for us to have togetherness and like FaceTime over to eat together, and at least have like some connection at the end of the day. So I focus on using every second of my workday to be productive and just get stuff done. And I typically have a very clear vision of what needs to be done.
The whole point of Austin TV Festival is a lot of people who are tuning in are either deep, serious geek level fans of television, or have aspirations to work in television, or even do work in television. And so like, if there's a bunch of people out there probably thinking, hey, I'd love to be a showrunner. So let's just scare the hell out of them first.
Yes. Okay.
Tell them why it's the worst job ever.
Yeah. I don't become a showrunner. Be like a story editor. Your career, you'll be fine. Yeah, no, there's two kind of ways to answer that. One is sort of a more abstract, which is, as a showrunner, at least for me, I never wanted to really manage people. As a writer, you get to control what everyone feels, what everyone says, and exactly how people react, and it's your world. And then the other thing that sucks about showrunning, and it's kind of like this for writers in general, but showrunners, all the weight's on your shoulder, is like, I call it like the hour flail after a notes call when something blows up. And so it's like what I have to do then, because that sucks, because you're just like, I'm not a good writer. I can't believe I even sent them that script. Like, what was I thinking? What are we gonna do? It's shooting soon. Like, you go through like the stages of panic. And then I like just look back on my past and my experience, and I just say, you've been in this situation a million times. You've always gotten out of it. It's always way better than it was. And so I'm like, I have this well of experience, I think, that I just lean on and use as my touchstone, and then it calms me down. So I've figured out sort of how to get over the anger and denial stage of a notes call and just move to, okay, moving on.
Yeah, that's good. I thought I'd be there by now, but it's 45 minutes at least of me just being like, I don't understand why, and this doesn't make any, and I can't believe that, like, how dumb is everybody? Like, I still get myself all whipped into a frenzy, and it's been going on for like 15 years.
Yeah, I know.
Now that we've scared people a little, it is not all bad. So I don't know, like, filter through your career between Vampire Diaries, between the pilot that you made, between Batwoman, and give me some pocket moments of joy, like moments singular to being a creator or a showrunner of your own show that you got to experience and can help, sort of make people feel the aspirational side of this horrific job.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many pockets of joy. They're always crushed between like the chaos and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's hard to just sit back and be appreciative, especially during that pilot we did together. It was very challenging. And so I had to like remember to look around at the set and the location we were at and be like, this could go away in a second. So just like take it in, like you're dealing with new people and you're getting to meet all these awesome creators and stuff like that, like appreciate it. Don't just be like, how do I put out the next fire? But like there was this moment on Batwoman, we were shooting a tandem day, meaning we were shooting 2 episodes at once, both on our stages. And one of my writers, one of my favorite writers was on set. One of my favorite directors was on set. And I was just sitting there. I had finished writing we were done with the last 2 episodes of the script. So I literally had no work to do. And I was just sitting on set with like all these like cool actors. And I was just looking around this beautiful set we had built. And I really just felt like, wow, I have everything. Like, this is the moment. I just felt so light and happy that like I was just creating this like a long make-believe story. And like people are all playing their part to make it come to life. It just kind of hit me. Like literally an hour later, I got one of the worst phone calls of my life. But
the joy is fleeting always.
Yes,
always.
It was fleeting. But it was like, I was just like, like I did it. We got through the season. So that was that. I mean, that's sort of an abstract thing, but it was very rewarding. And it took being done with all the work to kind of have that moment of happiness and joy. And then there's like day-to-day things that happen, like a stunt sequence that seems like absolutely impossible that they just nail on the first take. And you're like, yes, like, I can't believe, we did that. That was awesome. And then obviously like fan reaction for my show is about, a lot of gay themes and your comfort level of being, of your sexual orientation and your journey and all that stuff. And just to have, it sounds so cheesy, but to like have people tweet at you, like, this helped me come out to my dad, or here's my story, or like, thank you so much. I was so depressed and watching this. Like it really does like hit you in your bones of like, oh yeah, I'm not just like putting out entertainment. I am like, hopefully, giving somebody a companion in their time of trouble or whatever they're going through. So that you can't like, put a price on that. That is honestly an amazing feeling.
You said it so perfectly, because to me, that's like all the happy moments like combined don't compare to realizing that, like, I personally tell stories because I didn't cry. I didn't know how to cry when I was growing up. I didn't know how to feel things like loss and grief. And then I would go into the movie theater and see a movie trailer and burst into tears. And I just found it to be such a release, an emotional release for my feelings, that I just wanted to write stories that would let other people tap into their feelings and make them cry. And that's sort of what's driven me my whole life creatively. And that's a really good feeling, because I'm both self-therapizing and helping other people with an outlet for their own therapy. And that's the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah.
You're putting something out there for people that is meaningful to them.
Yep.
But while we wrap it up, I just wanted to, ask one topical question, which is basically, by the time that people are watching this, it'll have been a couple of weeks since the big news came out about Batwoman recasting Batwoman.
So to be honest with you, I did consider the soap opera version for a hot minute, because selfishly, because we had a couple episodes already like written, and it transition wise, it would be like seamless, and we had already started breaking season 2, and so it would just be like a seamless thing. But upon further reflection, and Greg I think helped me make this call, and he's way smarter than me about this sort of stuff. He's like, I think we should just reboot the character, in terms of like reboot Batwoman as a different character, and just to also respect everything that Ruby put into the Kate Kane character. And I just think it helps the audience a little bit too, that we're not asking them to like not address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna I'm inventing a whole new character who will be, in her past she was inspired by Batwoman, and so she is gonna take on the mantle, and is like completely not maybe the right person at the time to be doing it. And so like that's kind of what makes it fun.
I love it.
So we'll see.
Well, thank you, Dries, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for watching these little showrunner interviews. I will be back with more, hopefully.